Oh, actually, what is RAID?
What is RAID?
Yeah. Let me come to the board.
Independent disk.
It's fine. It's redundant array of inexpensive or independent disks. But what is RAID? Pardon? Yes.
Can you come out for 1 second?
During the break, I will be there.
Okay. Yeah, batteries.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. They're a group or they're a bunch of disks. They're kind of group or bunch of disks that
Ahmed,
Yes, sir.
what is RAID?
Redundancy out of independence.
It stands for.
Oh, you say it's there.
Yeah. What is this? Naveen? So we forgot everything.
RAID, like we work on like disks group of, like if something failure goes on, so another disk take place, like
So
it
other
makes
disk,
a redundancy in the environment.
so other disk can take over, right?
Yeah.
So can we say RAID is a technology?
Yeah. Yes.
That we used to increase
the
performance and reliability of data storage.
yeah.
So what is an RAID 0?
Does not provide the fault tolerance. This group that drives together to provide more storage.
This color is visible or should I change it?
It's visual.
So Ahmed, can you see the color? Is it okay?
Yeah. It's okay. Thank you.
So data splits up into blocks that gets written across the drives. Just one-liners for everything, right?
Yeah.
We have discussed in detail
Yes.
already. So, and what is RAID 0? RAID 1.
Only 2 discs.
Only 2 disks. Yeah, good. So it mirrors the data, right?
Yeah.
So IOPS. IOPS are good. What is IOPS?
IOPS.
Input output per second. IOPS, input output per second. So when we were talking in last class, what the speed, reading speed and the writing
Writing
speed,
speed.
right? So reading speed and the writing speed is better, but if we are comparing with a single disk, otherwise no much difference.
Compared to single disk or compared to RAID 0?
Single disk or single RAID 0, there is more performance because it's not creating a copy of the data, so it just stripes the data across the disks.
Yeah.
And RAID 5,
That is drip across the drivers. The data is drip across the drivers.
yeah. So data parity, data and data parity. Striped across the disks. What is striped? Actually, we discussed striped and spanning. What is spanning and what is striped? No, no clue. Good. So then better to do some lab. So maybe that gives you guys better understanding. We have done earlier, but now we will be using Windows Server, the file and storage area to create the lab before we use the disk management. So please open your FS1 server. Very noisy today, right?
Sorry?
Every class is busy, so it's noisy. So guys, can you please right click on the tab of this server, entry tor fs1, and click on the settings. In settings we have added already bunch of disks, right? Just remove all of them. Just don't remove the first one. Our operating system is on top of that. On this one we don't need to remove, and the rest we can remove. So please select the second disk, hard disk 2, and just click on remove, and then hard disk 3 and remove, again disk 4 and click on remove, disk 5 remove, and the disk 6 remove. Don't click on remove anymore. So we have now hard disk only 160 GB, right, available. So click on OK and just check on your file explorer. Open your file explorer, see the folder sign on your taskbar. So click on this PC, and now we have only C drive available, right? All rest gone. We had RAID 1 and RAID 5 over here earlier. So we removed the disk, so RAID gone. So now please click again on the tab and go to the settings. And this time please add 5 disks there. So click on add, do no in your case, and then please next. We just need to give the different storage capacity, otherwise all rest are next. So over here please give it 30. So just choose 30 GB, then next, finish, and repeat these steps for 4 times more. So please click on add, next 30 GB, and next, finish. So add, so next 30 GB, next, and finish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 disks we have, right? While using disk management, how many disks we used for RAID 1 for mirroring?
2.
2 disks.
Only 2 disks.
And how many disks now we can use for mirroring? We added 5 disks, right? So when we used only 2 disks, it was providing us redundancy up till the 1 disk failure. So we were able to lose 1 disk, and it's hard swappable. We were able to add a new disk, and we could be able to repair our RAID. In this case, when we are adding 5 disks, we can lose 2 disks failure, and it will be redundant. So please, on your files server manager dashboard, just it's the pointing arrow, click on this one on file and storage services, and then please click on disks. So all the disks we have added are shown up here, right? So they are already online, so we don't need to do anything. First we always bring the disk online and then initialize, right? So it's already online, so we don't need to do anything here. And then please click on storage pool, and now see we have one primordial storage pool already available, and we have in physical disk side we have these 5 disks right now we just created, right? We added 5 disks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So physical disks now available. What we are going to do, we will be creating a pool of these disks. First we will create a pool that we call a storage pool, and it means our storage pool will have 5 disks after creating a pool. Then we will create a virtual disk on top of that using those 5 disks, and then we will turn that virtual disk into volume. If we have only single disk, what we do when we add a single disk and we need to convert it into a volume, we just go for a simple volume, right? Here we are going first bringing all the disks together into a virtual disk. What is virtual disk? A group of multiple physical drives. So it will be a group, but logically it will be only one drive then. Then we can create as many volumes on top of it as we want. But in RAID 5 we are going to create only one volume for redundancy purposes. So 3 disks will be available for the capacity and 2 disks for to provide the redundancy, fault tolerance. So right now in our primordial pool, what is primordial? So it's a basic thing available to take a start, right? To take an initiative. So just right click on this primordial and click on new storage pool. And if you will just read this wizard, it's saying the wizard helps you group physical disks into a storage pool, enabling you to make more efficient use of disk capacity. After creating a storage pool, you can use space in the pool to create volumes on virtual disks which appear as normal disks to the operating systems, right? So just please click on next and give it a name. It's our first pool, we just can give it an anti. So pool 1, anti pool 1, and then please click on next and select all the drives. See, for each drive, for allocation we have 3 types of allocation here. One is if I click on the drop down arrow, one is automatic, second one is hot spare, and the third one is manual. If we are choosing manual, it means this drive is still waiting for some action from our side, so it's not going to take part in the RAID configurations. But for RAID we need all the drives in automatic allocation state. So the second option is hot spare. What is hot spare? We have talked about in last class. What is hot spare? So as we did in last class, we used 2 disks for mirroring. So what was that? RAID 1. And if we had 3 disks, 2 disks we will be participating in RAID 1 and 1 disk for hot spare. So it will be just sitting and waiting for the failure of any disk. It will be a part of RAID, but it's not going to write any data on top of it. It will be sitting and waiting for the failure of any disk.
Yeah, it's a kind of you don't need to plug and
Immediately, yeah. So as our RAID will fail, any drive will fail, it will take over.
Yeah.
Hot spare will take over immediately.
Yes.
And then what the disk we will replace against the failed disk, it will become a hot spare, because it has taken part of now RAID as a mirroring. So hot spare, if we, for example, now if we are going to configure this RAID 1 using 5 disks, and instead of 5, if we were using 6 disks, we could afford 3 disks failure, right? One is sitting there for hot spare that will take over automatically, and then it giving us option to replace the failed disks. So right now we are going all the disks with automatic allocation. So all will be available for that RAID. So click on next, and then please click on create, and don't close any window, just wait for me. Now on this window on bottom there is an option create a virtual disk when this wizard closes. Check this box, and now if I will close it, it will open an other wizard for me, asking okay, you can create a virtual disk on top of this storage pool. So if you guys have checked this box, it's okay. And if we lose this window, accidentally we have closed this one, and let me close this as well, then we can come to this, just click on this empty pool, and in virtual disks there is tasks option is available there. If I drop down it, then there is a new virtual disk. We can come here and create a virtual disk using this option. So click on new virtual disk, select this pool, empty pool 1, then please click OK, and now we have a new wizard, and this new wizard will help us to create a virtual disk. What it's going to do, it's going to create a
It will collect all. It will make them one.
one. So it will make all the physical drives logically one drive, right? It's just going to making a big storage now for us. So click next, and now please give it a name V disk 1. So V virtual disk 1. Here we have one option that is grayed out right now, create storage tiers on this virtual disk. What does it mean? Just read Naveen
Storage tiers enable
loudly so Ashley can hear you.
Storage tiers enable automatic movement of the most frequently accessed files to faster storage movement.
So you guys understand what does it mean? So storage tiers enable automatic movement of the mostly frequently accessed files to faster storage.
Yeah.
And if you will see on the bottom, it's saying it use storage tiers. The storage pool requires a minimum of one automatically allocated physical disk of each media type, SSD or HDD. So if we want to use tiering, then what we need to do?
Just need one special disk for those files which we want.
So in RAID, if we have HDD disks and SSD disks, and if we are enabling the tiering option, so if we are using multiple to different types of the media, that is SSD and HDD, then this option will be available to select. And if we are selecting that option, whatever the data we are accessing frequently, it will automatically put that data on SSD drives, and the data we are not accessing frequently, it will put on the HDD drives. Those are less faster, right? SSD is a faster drive and HDD is a slow drive as compared to SSD. So it will keep putting the data we are accessing frequently. And then we sometimes we use the word for this type of data. So hot data and then cold data. Cold data frequently accessed data is a hot. So cold data is not accessed frequently. And for these, nowadays in cloud we are using JBoard. We were discussing in last class, right? So they are just using inexpensive disks, bringing them together and putting the data they need to just dump. But for that we need both type of disks available. So please come back to your lab and please click next.
So we cannot select the create storage. That one when we refer to a disk.
This one?
Yeah.
No, we cannot. See, it's grayed out. Try to select.
That's right. So
Yeah. So if
it's automatically assigned.
right now we have only one type of disk on our hardware, right?
Yeah.
So same hard disk is available for our virtual machines. So if we don't have both type of hard disks, it will not be available. It's the purpose of this one is we have slow drives and we have fast drives. So the data we are accessing every day, after every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, every day, it will keep that data on SSD drives, faster drives. The rest it will keep on the HDD slow drives. So right now we have only one type of drive. Either it's a fast or either it's a slow. So we don't need tiering then. So it's not giving that option to us. So please click on next and then again next. And now see, we are now going to use RAID 1. We are going to create RAID 1, that is mirroring, that mirror the data, that creates another copy of the data on another disk. So what it's saying, data is striped across physical disks, creating 2 or 3 copies of your data. This increases reliability but reduces capacity. To protect against a single disk failure, use at least 2 drives, and to protect against 2 disk failures, use at least 5 disks. So what it's saying, it increases the reliability but reduces the capacity. Why?
Yeah, because we are using too many, like to copy and
Yeah, for mirroring purposes, by having the copies, multiple copies, we are using few disks, right? So all the capacity is not available. So please click on next. And now, yes, we can use 3-way mirror. So two-way mirror stores two copies of your data, helping to protect you from a single disk failure. The option requires at least two disks. And three-way mirror stores three copies of your data, helping to protect you from two simultaneous disk failures. This option requires at least five disks.
Yeah.
Now we have five disks, so we will go for three-way mirror. So please click on next, and then choose the thin provisioning. What is thin provisioning and what is fixed?
So, only in this space, storage needed up to
Yeah.
volume size.
So the volume uses space from the storage pool as needed up to the volume size, and the fixed, it uses the whole space that is available for the volume in storage pool. So then it's a fixed. So we always use thin provisioning, so disk is always available for the other purposes as well, right? So please go for click on next. And now how many disks we have? We have 5 disks, 30 GB each. Just type 150. So we are going to select maximum available capacity, right? What we have added, it will calculate itself what it's going to use for mirroring and how much space will be available for us. The system will calculate it, the RAID technology. So next, now it's the summary, and then click on create. So now we have grouped all the available physical disks into a one virtual disk. So if you will notice on the bottom, there is create a volume. When this wizard closes, it will automatically open the new wizard. So click on close, and this wizard helps you create a volume assigned to a drive letter or folder, and then format it with a file system. So what is drive letter? It's okay, we are familiar. And what is it saying to a folder? Either we can go for a letter, as we are already using A, B, C, D, E, what are the letters are available. But the second option is we can assign this virtual disk or this volume to a folder. What is that? So it will put our hard disk into a folder, and no, it will not be visible for others. Only we knows where our hard disk is. So please click on next, and then again next please. Volume size 150, good. So next. So here's the point. So drive letter, whatever the first available drive letter is, now it's using that one or the following folder. I can browse this one to anywhere. Don't browse. Let me show you guys just. So see, I have C drives, and on C drives I can create any folder, and then I can say okay, put this disk, this virtual disk into this folder. So we are not going to use this one. Oh sorry. So now drive letter is E. So next, and now please give it a label mirror. So RAID 1 is mirror, so mirror. And then file system. We have two types of file system available here, NTFS and REFS. What is NTFS and what is REFS?
No, I didn't see REFS yet.
First, what is file system?
I have seen like NTFS, FAT, 32 something.
Yeah, before, when we were installing the things before 2012, always we had two options, FAT32 and NTFS. Usually FAT32 file system is being used for USB drives and the very common drives. But for the system drives and other drives we were using already NTFS. So NTFS is new technology file system and REFS resilient file system. So let's make a comparison of it. No need to go over it, no need to ignore it, right?
Yeah.
So NTFS you guys will let me know and REFS I will let you know. So what is NTFS? So first thing, it's for network operating systems. And if we are using the word NOS, it means network operating system. By using NTFS file system, we may have volume size, (16 exabytes). And the third and important thing is it's updated the metadata in place. And if we go for REFS, resilience file system, so NTFS stands for
Neutral consistent.
usually it is being said NTFS is for file server system, right? So if we are using this system, file system for file servers, but in REFS we say it's now we have moved towards mainstream file system. So all types of files we can be covered under resilient file system now. So it's a journey from and volume size here in REFS, what it can be, and who will guess it? What can be the volume size?
Unlimited.
NTFS only supports the volume size up till 16 exabytes. What is exabytes? Who can Google it? These are big sizes, right? Huge. So volume size in over here is 262 144 exabytes. How big it is, right?
What is exabyte?
Exabytes. Google it.
Hexa or hexa?
Exa, EXA.
Sorry. Hexa is something. 10 to 18. 10 to the 18.
10 to 10 to the power of
18.
18. Too big, right?
1 billion gigabyte.
1 billion gigabytes. So 1 exabyte is equal to 1 billion gigabyte.
Or 18 bytes.
One thing in NTFS file system, the path size can be of 255 characters. And in REFS we have path size (32,768) Unicode characters. So it does not update metadata in place. So you guys don't need any clarification. No one is asking what I'm writing.
Yeah.
So you guys will figure out later, right? What does it mean metadata? Update the metadata in place and creates a copy of the metadata and then intact it to the original one. So no need to know.
Yeah.
Yep. No need.
No, we need to know. Yeah, these statements.
What is metadata first? Who knows metadata? Just let me show you guys. You guys can stay here and see if I have in this domain controller if I open my Active Directory users and computers, so in computers right now I have anti-tor fs1, right? In domain controllers I have anti-core dc01 and anti-tor dc1, right? Over here, do they full servers? Servers are sitting somewhere else, right?
Yeah, the
We
data is somewhere.
have their names only here, right?
Yeah.
They are showing these things exists. As same in the files, we have big files but with the same small name, right? Somewhere sitting somewhere that is pointing out to that file. So all those things, the informations, these are informations related to that data. It's a metadata. We call it a metadata. You know, when we remove domain controllers from the environment, it always said, okay, now please go and remove the metadata from the environment that is related to this domain controller. So where we can have metadata for this one, for example, we have DC. We need to go to Active Directory sites and services. We will find the same server name there. We will find in in Active Directory users and computers. We will find that in DNS, right? At different places we will have metadata for that server. So metadata in place in file system means when we when we rename the any file, if it's a NTFS file system, it will rename at the same time. It will just renaming that file. But if we are using REFS, resilient file system, what does it mean? It's not gonna rename exact immediately that file name. It will first create a copy of it. It will rename that copy and then it will intact that copy to the original one. So it give us the it's a chance, another chance. If we are doing anything is messed up, it can recover it. So for NTFS file system as resilient files, resilient means it can recover the good data itself and it can remove the corrupted data from our files, from our file system itself. So it is a resilient file system. It's provide resiliency. So it keep the good data. It always it has capability to get back the good data. Very silent class, right? So see, we have one option here underneath file system. It's saying generate short file name not recommended. It's giving us the option to generate a short name for our file system, but in the same time it's saying it's not recommended. What it's saying, short file names 8 characters with 3 character extensions are required for some 16-bit applications running on client computers but make file operations slower. So now we have almost everything 64-bit. Before we had 32-bit. Systems are still backward compatible for 32-bit. Before 32-bit in DOS era, when we were using DOS operating systems, then at that time we had 16-bit operating systems. So there are chances we still have some applications running in our environment. Those are compatible with only 16-bit operating system, right? 16-bit. So for those applications, if we have in our environment, then we will have to choose this option. So those applications can run in the same environment, but the performance will be slow, right? And we are not going to get the current features of the file system. Then when we use always the backward compatibility, then most of the features we lose usually. So should we go for that? No, we don't have
We
any
don't have
60 bit, right? So please click on next.
Which one we choose? The NTFS?
Yeah, NTFS.
Yeah. Next.
So next, and then create. Close. So now our physical disks are healthy. In virtual disks, if we have one V disk 1, it's showing what the layout is. It's mirroring. So provisioning is thin. We provide it's thin provisioning. We didn't go for fixed. So capacity 150 GB maximum. So allocated one 1 GB, and volume E. It gave the letter E. Before we did not have this, heading volume here. Now we have heading volume. So please click on the File Explorer, the folder on your taskbar, and now we have mirror E, right? So double click on it.
In my case, it's not showing the virtual disks.
Just refresh it
Okay.
and click on this anti-pole.
Yeah.
Ahmed, what happened?
No, I clicked the mirror and when the mirror test is modified the location in the DC, make sure the mirrors are drivers connected.
So now we have in mirror E, just create one folder, test 1, double click on this folder and create a file, new text document, again test 1, double click on this file,
So can you go back?
did you created the file
Yeah, I created the
folder?
folder test one.
Yeah, inside the folder just right click, then new, and then text document. Did you?
Now we will make two files, two disks. Yeah.
Yeah, if we will remove 2 disks, even then it should be available, right? Done? So double click on this test 1. So write something right here. And save it. Now please right click on the tab for this VM, anti-tor FS1. Click on settings and then remove 2 disks now. Now we can afford 2 disk failure, right? So just
I'll save the file.
you save the file.
Yeah, and then,
What I did, I just click on file
okay.
and then click on save.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's it. Leave it here and then right click on this tab for anti-tor FS1. Click on settings and then please the bottom 2 remove them.
5, 6,
Hard disk 6 remove,
5.
hard disk 5 remove, and now our RAID 1 can afford 2 disks failure.
Task.
The specified path EISOs. Where are you, man?
I just removed the 6. It gives me last time also if I
Would you-
say yes, it will allow me okay. Side view, no. Just that's it.
Remove it.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you remove the DVD?
No, mine is here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So please do OK and come back to this file and type another thing, right?
One, two.
So file and save. Still we can write and save anything, right? So if I close this file, if I close this folder and now open the file explorer, this PC, it means my mirror E is showing nothing, right? Everything else looks healthy. So there is no problem. We can lose 2 disks at a same time in RAID 1. So minimize this file explorer. Come to your server manager on FS1. Are you there? Refresh this one. Refresh your server manager by clicking here.
So a little error warning. Disks failed.
Are you guys getting the same
Yes.
Yes.
notification errors, right? Errors notification. So see, anti-pool is saying no, it's we cannot afford anymore. Warning is there, right? Virtual disk, it's saying we cannot afford any other loss, otherwise I will be gone, I will be red, right? So in my hard disk size I have lost 2 disks already. So just to make it healthy, what we can do now, we need to insert 2 disks, right?
Yeah.
So just right click on this NT.fs1, come settings
Add to disk.
and add to 30 GB disks. Add, then next. So next 30. So next and finish. Then please again add next 30, next and finish. Do OK.
Refresh.
Now in our anti-pool, before storage pool we have disks, right? Click on disks, see what we have now. So we have these 2 online unknown disks available. So come back to storage pools, right click on anti-pool and click on add physical disks. What is last class we were talking about hard swappable. In hard swappable we just need to insert the disk
Automatically it will
and it should be done automatically. It should adjust it there, right?
Yeah.
So we are going to just add 2 disks. The rest will be taken care by the RAID technology, right? So just click on add physical disk, select both of them and do OK. Now the warning sign from anti-pool gone. So it has now enough disks, right? So virtual disk still have this sign because we have 2 failed disks there, right?
Oh,
We added the disks, we did not remove the disks. We need to remove the disks as well before adding them. But it's really hard from here to get rid of. So just right click on this where we are looking the error warning. Click on disk and remove disk. Yes. I did not remove because it takes a long time. So Windows is repairing affected virtual disk. Do OK. And now please the second one, click and remove disk. Do yes. So guys, do OK. And now please click on this refresh again. See what we can get the result. So now we have again neat and clean and healthy RAID without any warning sign. So how many disks we added last time for RAID 5?
5,
6.
6
Or
for
three.
RAID 5.
3, 3.
3, right? And how many disks we could fail? Ashley?
1. In 3,
Two.
1.
In
One.
what two in three? Toy cell.
1.
RAID 5,
Grade five.
we used 3 disks.
1. We could.
How many disks we could afford failure?
1. 1.
1, right? And now if we are using 7 disks, then we can afford 2 disks failure. So now we are going to add our RAID 5, and we can add RAID 5 in the presence of RAID 1. So please right click on the anti-tor fs1 tab, come to settings,
Still.
and now Ahmed should be master
Still no.
of adding the disks, right? So add 7 disks there with 20 GB each.
Okay.
It's okay, sometimes it takes a long time. Just remove it and move forward.
It's not.
Yeah, can it let you add the disks? Yeah,
But
then it's fine.
It allows, but I cannot work here.
It will be okay.
Cannot work.
It just takes some time and it will be okay.
Otherwise, like task,
Just minimize it.
it's not allowed to work.
Hmm?
See, it's not allowed to work.
Oh, refresh it.
No, we cannot
Close the server manager.
close.
Yeah,
Cannot close. We can do task manager.
yeah. More. See which we have. Only server manager we might have to. Yeah. Click on server manager and then task. Now we can open server manager again, right? First add the disks. So right click here and then click on add. And now add please 7 disks.
7.
7 disks with 20 GB each. So everything is default. Whatever the options are, we are going with default. Just we are going to change the maximum disk size from 60 to 20 GB.
So we have 5 earlier.
They are part of RAID 1 now. We cannot use them, right?
So we are adding how many more?
7 disks.
More. Okay.
Yeah.
And 20 GB each.
Yeah. When you guys will be doing the lab at home, try hot spare as well by adding one extra disk and keeping it hot spare, and then fail that you guys will be able to fail 3, right?
Sorry, what? Hard?
Hot spare
What's that?
we just discussed.
No,
In where the automatic option is,
Mathematical.
there is hot spare as well,
Oh,
so we
yeah, I
can
got
keep
it.
one disk as a hot spare.
I thought like you mean like practical or something.
When you guys don't repeat the lab at home,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just started it. Watching videos and doing
Only Ashley doesn't.
I
She-
do.
You do?
Use,
Oh, good.
I use it as
Oh,
well.
that's nice.
When I work.
So please, in Server Manager, click on disks, and now we have bunch of disks available, right? So 7 disks are there. Your Server Manager is up, Naveen?
Yes, sir.
So please click on Storage Pools, and now please right click on Primordial again.
New storage pool.
New,
Ahmed, are you with us?
yeah, new storage. Good.
Yeah, Storage Pools, and then right click on Primordial and New Storage Pool. Then now we know all the steps, so click Next and give it a name. So NT Pool 2. NT Pool 2. So next, and please choose all of the drives with automatic allocation.
So here we have to choose hot.
Yeah.
You name what's the name? Empty.
NT Pool 2. First was 1 and now 2.
So hot spare what it will do just only we just add there. We don't need to then add again.
No,
Yeah.
it will take it.
Yeah.
The instead of 7, add 8 disk, and the last one do it hot spare. Yes, please. Good. So please click Next and create.
Create a virtual disk. Okay.
So check this box for create a virtual disk when this wizard close. So check mark and then close. Do OK. Make sure we have selected NT Pool 2. After selecting NT Pool 2, then click OK, and new wizard is there. So please next. Then vdisk 2, right? So next, and now we are using parity, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
data and
fine.
parity information are striped across physical disks, increasing reliability but somewhat reducing capacity and performance. To protect against a single disk failure, use at least 3 disks. To protect against 2 disk failures, use at least 7 disks. So we have 7 disks already. So what does it mean? Why it reduce the capacity and the performance? Capacity we understand. Few disks it's writing the parity. And why performance?
Performance because it has to like
Protected.
data on 7 disks.
Okay, after finishing the read, just remind me, I will talk on the board. So next, and now we are not going for single parity. Stores 2 copies of your data, helping protect you from a single disk failure, right? But we are going for dual parity.
Yes.
Stores 3 copies of your data, helping protect you from simultaneous disk failures. So please click next after selecting dual parity,
Thin.
and then thin provisioning. So next, and how many disks we have? 7.
140, but there it was showing 135.
Yeah, it's okay. 140. Okay. it will calculate itself. It's ask, let us know, okay, next, see next. It's saying storage total requested size 140, right? But it's saying free space 133 GB. That just a request we made.
Yeah.
So create,
Create a volume.
so now make sure it's checked, create a volume when this widget closes, right? So close, and then please click next, and next, 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 and now please give it a name. So parity, PARITY, parity. Then next, and create. So close, just refresh it. So Ahmed, do you have anything in virtual disk and physical disk now, or empty?
Empty. Refresh.
Then please click on anti-pool sec 2 and everything will be there, right? So please now open File Explorer. Now we can see another disk
Parity.
there, parity. Right click here. Instead of creating the folder, just directly create a file. So right click, new text document, again test 2. Hard, no, working hard or hardly?
Medium. Should do less.
So file and please save. Now repeat the drill. So right click on the tab for this VM, go to settings, and how many disks we can fill now? 2.
2,
Instead of 1 we can go for 2.
9 and 8.
So just remove last 2. Hard disk 8, remove, yeah, 2, 8 and 9, and remove. We can remove any of them, just I'm keeping a sequence in mind, right? So do OK and try to write again on the file.
Still write and see.
So again save, and now we can, right? So minimize this File Explorer and the file, and just refresh your server manager. Now this time first we will remove the disks, the failed disks, and then we will add the newer one.
Yeah, same.
So first please right click on the first failed disk and click on remove disk. Do OK, yes for the pop-up. Do OK.
We have to must add.
Must add.
Yeah. Before no.
Let's see the message. Windows will attempt to rebuild any virtual disk that, yeah,
No, now it's fine, but
store
click
data
yes,
on
then
this.
it will save.
Yes.
Yeah.
The selected physical disk cannot be removed. Before removing a physical disk, you must add a replacement physical disk to the storage pool.
Yeah.
So come and add then first. So right click, settings, add to disks. Ahmed, are you with us?
Yeah.
So please click on add, So next, and 20 GB. Finish. So after adding, please do OK. And then right click on anti-pool 2. The disks are offline. Let's see it will let us add or not. So right click on anti-pool 2 and click on add physical disk. Right click anti-pool 2 and then add physical disks.
It's not ideal.
Select both. It's not available to you. If not, please click on disks,
New first one.
Ashley,
Yeah, it's okay.
and see both of them are offline or online.
Offline.
Offline. Come back to storage pools. Can you try now? And right click on anti-pool 2.
Okay.
Do you have option? Then click on add physical disks and select both.
In my case, I didn't online or something. In my case, I did not online.
No, better to add as a offline. You know, when we are just doing hard swappable, we are adding the disks. We don't do anything with them. So do OK.
And remove them.
And now remove the failed one. First the first disk, right click and remove disk. Yes. During the visit it showed us only 3 options, one for simple, one for mirror, and the third for parity, right? And but the rate 10 is 1 and 0, right? So it's mirrored the data and it's striped the data. So how we will be able to configure that? That will be a little different then.
You have to create 2 pools.
Yeah, good. So please remove the second disk as well. Right click and remove disk. Do yes.
Same case here, it's not allowing. I don't know why. I did refresh and same things.
We have added the storage.
Yeah,
Yes, you remove it.
the same problem. It has 140
Yeah, it's good. So it's a virtual thing, so maybe we will. Cannot be removed. Before removing a physical disk, you must add a replacement physical disk to the storage pool. The replacement disk must be set to automatic allocation, be equal in size or larger than the used space on this physical disk, and must not contain any part of a virtual disk.
Ahmed was able to remove his own.
He was able?
Mm-hmm.
Good, Ahmed. It's a shot. He has power. So just right click on V disk 2 and just click on repair virtual disk. Click on repair virtual disk. And now please try to remove it.
Still not.
Still not, then we will leave it. We don't need.
Yes, we can do.
So guys, it's okay. We need to just do now RAID 10. So right click on anti tor fs1 tab and remove all of the disks we added. These are too much now.
Yeah, it will complete.
So remove all of the disks, other than the operating system one, 60 GB. Don't remove 60 GB. The rest please remove. So we have established now we may have more than one RAID at a same time. Who is interested in Nano server? New thing?
Like after we're doing 2016.
So after break we will be doing Nano server today. Last time we added the server core and then we made it a domain controller, DNS, DICP.
Yes.
Yeah, I think something is wrong with my virtual machine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I
now
can't find a
now we have removed all the disks and now
kind of
Add.
please add 4 disks.
Yeah.
2 with 30 GB and 2 with 20 GB. Add next and 30. So add and 20. 2 30 GB and 2 20 GB.
So for example, like if we have the parity also, and we have chosen their hotspot something,
Hot spare.
then these 20 will be there. Then these 20 will be part of that one automatically.
No, it will be sitting aside. It will not show you in the total capacity, free capacity available or the total capacity, but it will be there automatically.
So,
So
it will
when
not-
one
we can-
disk will fails, it will take over.
Okay.
And the disk you will replace, it will take the place of the hot spare now. It will be a new hot spare. What happened, bhai? So refresh please your server managers. The previous things will be gone then. So now we have only recently added disks. So see, RAID 10 we can afford loss of one disk in each group. So purposely we added 20 GB two and 30 GB two. So if we are failing the disk, we can recognize either we are failing 20 GB in group of the 20 GB ones or 30 GB ones. So please right click on this primordial and click new storage pool. Where is new storage pool?
No, a little above. No, a little above. Because
So click on next. Now give it a name. RAID
one,
10-1. So first group of RAID 10. RAID 10 1. So next, and then choose only two. First 20 GB ones. 120 GB and then second 20 GB. And then please do next and create. So please check this box, create a virtual disk when the widget closes. Are we on the same page? So please close and then click OK next, and now give it a name.
Disk 10 1.
V disk 1 is okay. One V disk 1. So next, and it should be mirror, right? We are only using 2. So next, and thin, next, and 40 GB. We have only 2 disks here. And create. So just close it. Uncheck this create a volume when the wizard. Uncheck this one. We are not going to turn it to a volume. So uncheck this box and then close. Now please right click again on primordial, new storage pool, and this time we are going to choose the rest of 2.
Yeah.
So RAID 10-2. So second pool for the RAID 10. So next, and now choose, we have only 2 available, 30 GB, 30 GB. So next, create. So close. I did not check the box, so let me create a virtual disk from here. So new virtual disk,
V disk 2.
and now select RAID 10-2. Do OK, and then please next, and give it a name V disk
2.
2. Yeah. So were you here? Are you here?
Now go back again.
Then I will have to cancel it.
No, it's okay. New virtual machine disk. And RAID 10 too. Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
it's okay. Yeah, name it.
So please click next and give it a name V disk 2. And then next, and next.
We choose the mirror.
Mirror. Again mirror. RAID 10 uses mirroring, right?
15.
And then please
60.
choose thin provisioning.
60.
So next, and now we have 60 GB here. So next, and create. So we are not creating a volume on top of it, so just close it. Make sure it's unchecked. Box is unchecked and close. So can I click any of them now, and will it give us the option new volume? No, right? And if I click on V disk 1, just first refresh, there should be 2 virtual disks available. Yeah, we have 2 here. So right click on this disk and then new volume. Click on new volume. Then please next. Next. No, it will create only simple volume. So this wizard, it's not giving us option to choose both of the mirror virtual disks at the same time. So just close it, and then please open the computer management. Right click on the Windows icon.
So give me the volume size. So I just next.
No, just close that. So are we on the same page now? So right click on this Windows icon of your FS1, and then click on computer management, or directly we have disk management, click on disk management. So now here we have two unallocated disks. One is around 40 GB and the second one is around 60 GB.
Can you go back again?
Yeah. So just right click on this Windows icon and then the disk
Oh,
management.
FS, right? FS1. Okay.
Yeah, FS1. So disk management. Got it?
Yes, sir.
I just maximize the window.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Mhm.
So right click on this one of the unallocated disk. Right click. And now which option should we choose? New striped volume. New striped volume. So first we have went for our mirroring option, right? Mirroring option is done. Now we have to stripe. So next, and then please select in available one, highlight it and then add the disk in selected area, right? Move it to selected area and then next assign whatever the letter is, it's fine. So next, and now please give it a name, RAID 10. And check for perform a quick format. Check on this box, perform a quick format. So next and finish. Do yes for the pop-up.
I haven't one message.
So now we have healthy RAID, right? So please click on File Explorer.
Right.
This PC, and now we have RAID 10. Double click on it and just create a file. So text document, now we have test 3, right? So we have successfully configured RAID 10 and save. Did you guys notice we still have 20 GB unallocated space? Why do we have that?
So 3 disks are consumed.
No. We have used all of our disks, 3 disks. Why it's saying we have still 20 GB left? When we discussed RAID in our first RAID class, so we discussed if we have bunch of disks available with different capacities, the RAID will go with the least capacity available. The disk we have with the least capacity, it will take that space and make all the drives identical. It's gonna take now from every disk 20 GB. We added two 20 GBs and two 30 GBs. So the 30 GBs ones, it's not taking 10 GB of the each.
Okay, right.
So that is still available. And now because we have virtual disk, that is a logical disk, so it's giving us option. Okay, you can use this unallocated space still, right? We can create another volume, simple volume on top of it.
Yes.
So in RAID 10 we have now file open. So how to test it now? Right click on the FS1, go to settings, and we know in RAID 10 we can afford loss of one disk in each group. So instead of going one by one, we are going to remove two disks, one 30 GB and one 20 GB. Remove the one disk of 20 GB. We can remove number 5. And then in the second group, we can remove disk 3.
So we're removing 130 and 120.
130 and 120. Do okay.
Wait. I removed one. What did you do? I removed one. I'm too wet.
Pardon?
You're gonna remove the tools, right?
No, the 20 removed one. I removed one and two went. The 220 went out.
Oh, actually,
It was just one, I think.
you double click. I accidentally on remove. It took two click and it's choose the next one as well.
No, so one of
So no problem. Just you can see. It's okay, but see the way it is.
So I'm not removing
Remove
anything.
10 tools.
So I shouldn't remove
Yeah,
anything.
just
Okay.
watch.
She filled the
Okay, remove one.
She removed actually both of the same identical
Yeah, I know.
discs, 20 GB ones. So if I need to repair it, what I need to do, I need to add one 30 GB and one 20 GB. But it's good to go. We have tested plenty of times different rates, so it will be the same result. So if I come to my server manager, do we have something here there as well? So it's showing the same thing, right? It's healthy, there is no missing error, nothing, right?
no, it is showing when we refresh. It will show like an error, like you have to
That
repair it.
the notification,
Not,
error notification, right?
that's the disadvantage of disk management. It's
Yeah.
not showing.
So let's repair it as well. So then right click on this tab available for FS1, click on settings, and then we can add 130 GB and 120 GB. So add, next, and 30 GB.
So I'm going to be adding my 20, both 20, right?
Yeah, add both 20. Better to try. So next, and finish. Ahmad, are you okay? Good to go? So next, and 20. So finish.
You have to add them.
Okay. Yeah. Now what to do now?
Add
First RAID 10.01.
20.
Right click on the RAID 10-1 and then add physical disk.
20.
And which are we are going to add?
20 only.
Ahmed asked me.
Which one we are assigning first? We wanna add what? 20?
20 GB.
Take it out, take it out.
So next, why is coming there? So RAID 10 disks are available. So bring them offline.
I'm sure.
So click on disks and bring them take offline, both of them.
Are we doing rate 10? Rate 10, I think 2.
It's your is not gonna work. So just watch the show now.
Where are these two disks?
Click on disks and bring them offline because they are not available to read there.
Not sure.
After bringing them offline, come to the storage, and now if we click on RAID 10.1, we created this one for 20 GB, right? So add physical disk. Which one? 20 GB one. Do okay. Yeah, I'm doing the second one, and you will be able to repeat
Ahmed will not work too because he instead of creating 20, he made 120. So he gets to delete and create another one.
No, I make 120. I want 20.
Let me come there. So just I'm adding this in the second. Just watch. So on the RAID 10-2, I'm adding the disk as well. So 30 GB. Okay. And now if I refresh, both are my at least storage pool should have no error notification there.
It will be there.
It will remain there
Yeah.
because we created the RAID in our Windows management.
Yeah, disk.
Yeah, we did not use this one, disk management. So let me remove this one. No, it will remove my whole virtual disk. So it's okay.
I tried everything. It's not working. From disk management.
So Ahmed, now you are able to follow the instructions. We have added the disks. So just come back on the anti-tor FS1, go to settings. Actually you are doing the same what we are doing now.
Okay.
So remove all the disks we have added so far. Done. The RAID is done.
Remove it.
Yeah, remove all the disks we have added. So it's the same drill, the each and every RAID we are doing, but the difference only in RAID 10 is we go for two groups, right? So after removing the disks we have added for RAID 10, please don't remove the system disk.
Yeah, yeah.
Do okay. And now you guys have 20 minutes break.
Just a question.
So
Yeah.
where we have to remove? Only here. Only here.
Yeah. Remove this one and
Yeah,
that.
stop.
I remove 40.
Yes, actually, what the
Please, can you come over to my computer?
Hmm?
Can you come over to my computer?
yeah.
So it's done now.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, our new topic is Nano server. What the topic is?
Nano server.
So first it's another installation option in server 2016. We went for desktop full experience, right? What did you say?
No, I'm asking what we're going to. I said not yet.
No, we had just started. We waited for you, buddy.
No, it's like sometimes.
We are just starting new topic now. So new topic is Nano server. Another server 2016 installation option. We went for desktop experience, that is GUI. Then we installed server core, and on server core we installed domain controller, DHCP, DNS, everything, right? Nano server, to install the Nano server we need to create a VHD, and VHD works with Hyper-V, not with VMware Workstation. So first we need to install Hyper-V on one of our virtual machine, and then we will be able to install the Nano server. We had another option to install the Hyper-V on our physical machines, but the same thing, we cannot have both simultaneously, the VMware Workstation and the Hyper-V. They don't go together. But in VMware we would like to change any configuration changes on our physical machines. So let's play around with our VMs to create Hyper-V. So first please open your domain controller, anti-tor DC1, and click on tools. No, not tools. Click on add roles and features. Please let me know if anyone is behind, because we would like to stay on the same page. So please click next, next, and then next, and please select Hyper-V. click on Hyper-V, and this windows will pop up. Click on Add Features. So validation results, right? The validation process found problems on the server to which you want to install features. The selected features are not compatible with the current configuration of your selected server. So what the reason? As I told you guys, VMware Workstation and Hyper-V are not going together. So just to install Hyper-V on our VM, what we need to do, we need to do some configuration changes on our VM site. So please do OK and then cancel it. Now please right click on anti-tor DC1 and shut it down. Shut down the guest, this one. Anti-tor DC1, please shut down. Now right click on anti-tor DC1 tab, go to settings and click on options, second tab on this settings, virtual machine settings page. Click on options. Yeah. Yeah. Just right click on DC1 here, see on the board, right click, go to settings. Whenever I say go to settings or the VM, the simple thing is we need to right click on the tab and go to the settings, right? And then we have two tabs there. One is hardware, we always go for the hardware customization, and the second is options. In options, while remaining on the general setting, just see in over here in working directory we have something, right, where our virtual machine is.
Yeah, files.
Yeah, so just select this path and copy it. Copy the path and now leave it there and come to your physical machines Windows icon. Physical machines Windows icon. Can you see?
Yes.
So physical machines window icon, right click and then click on run, and then please type the path here what we have copied. Type here and it should be like this. Whatever we have in our working directory in the settings of the VM, the same should be here. If it's the same, click OK, and now it will open up all the files associated with this VM. So I'm just maximizing the window for you guys, so easy to see. There should be one disk .vmx. Who can figure out where that is?
VM dot.
VMX.
Is it?
It's called
VMX dot. What you said?
.vmx at the end. The extension should be .vmx, this one, right? So in front, if you guys can find out .vmx in type, it should be VMware Virtual Machine Configuration. So it's a configuration file of this VM. We need to change it. Did you find it,
No.
Ahmed? Can you help Ashley? Can you help Mr. Ahmed?
But, okay. Yeah.
Good.
What he has is
The folder.
VML
Virtual machine
and
configuration.
It's not
else.lck.
there.
That's what may I have.
Yeah, the same thing. If we can see in the file type area, VMware Virtual Machine Configuration, it's the only one there.
Oh, okay.
So we can, if there is no extension available,
Yeah.
we can go with that. So please double click or right click on it and open with Notepad. right click and then open with notepad. Maximize the window so and come to the bottom. We need to add something here. Let me give you guys.
The option is
They have to they have to find the program
Layer.
notepad in the list.
No, no.
Open with.
One second. So please right click here and open with.
Choose another.
If notepad is not available, click on choose another app. If notepad is not there, then click on choose another app and it will enlist you more apps. If it's not there still, click on more apps and then drop down and find notepad. Did you get it? So click on notepad and do OK and maximize this notepad. So let me give you guys, we need to add 3 lines at the end of this configuration file. Where I have
We can see.
so please open your web browser, your Chrome, and type these notepad.pw/room3. I'm going to paste it there. So in your open your Chrome and type notepad.pw/room3.
Technology like just copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you guys find it? So just copy from here.
again.
Get it? So just copy these 3 lines, select these and right click and copy them. Copy these 3 lines.
I didn't get it.
We can delete them also from here.
Don't. So after copying these lines, just minimize your Chrome and now open your notepad, the configuration file you guys have opened already, right? So come to this at the bottom of this file, click on in front of the last line, enter and then Control V to paste. So this should be at the end, right? Hypervisor.cpu.v0 and then MC, MCE and VHU, right? These 3 lines. Edit. Then please just click on file on top and click on save. Click on file and then save. After saving the file, just close this notepad. And now
Just we don't need it.
no, just close it now. After saving those lines there, so now come back to your VMware workstation and in the settings of NT-TOR DC1, click on the second tab, hardware, click on processor, and now the right side pane, select the second option, check this box, virtualize Intel VT-X/EPT or AMD. Now we are making this virtual machine so it can accept the virtualization on top of it.
Only it's not available that too.
Hmm?
It's not available. See this
Check the middle box, virtualize and then do OK. And now please turn on power on this virtual machine. Click on this hyperlink
before we install Hyper-V on any VMware workstation, we have to go through this process?
Usually we don't go, we either we have in our environments Hyper-V or VMware. We don't have both together, right? But in our labs, because we are building our labs on VMware workstation, and we have to get exposed with Hyper-V as well. So we are going for these workarounds. So we are able to install Hyper-V in the presence of VMware workstation. VMware workstation, you guys noticed it's creating the files VMXK like that, right? VMDK, those files. But the Hyper-V creates .vhd, .vhdx, those files. So for Nano server, we have to create .vhd file. So for .vhd, we need Hyper-V. So Hyper-V, we are not going to install on our physical machine. Physical machine already has workstation. So now we are playing around with our VM, so we can install Hyper-V on top of it. First, when we tried, it gave you guys the error, right? Now let's see we are able to install or still we have to. So please log in. So server manager is up. Hazrat Ahmed.
Now it doesn't give error. No error. Now it works.
So Ahmed, what's the issue?
Welcome to
We changed the password to now welcome to, It asks for
Change the new one. Put your new password.
welcome to, W capital. Your machine is up or not yet? Ahmed. So Ahmed, are you on this page now?
I'm missing that page, server manager, dashboard.
Dashboard, just click on this tab.
just
The tab.
window and then go to maybe.
So now please click on add roles and features. And on welcome screen, please click on next. Installation type, please click next. And then next. And now please choose Hyper-V. This time it shouldn't give us the error, right? So add roles Hyper-V and then click on add features on this pop-up window. It's good now, right? So please click on next. So next, and now select this one, this LAN Ethernet card. Checkbox, select this checkbox, and then next, and then please select allow the server to send and receive the migrations of virtual machines, live migrations. Check this box. And use credential security process secured SSP. The protocol is less secure than, and use the second authentication method. Use Kerberos, the second option. Then do next.
You're saying here if this server will be part of cluster, do not enable migration now.
If the server will be part of a cluster, do not enable migration now. Instead, you will configure the Yeah, right.
Okay.
If in the case of cluster means two servers are holding the same role, right? So at that time, we are not going to choose live migration for this server while installing the role. So next, and then default is good. Next, and check this box for restart the destination server automatically if required. For pop-up, do yes, and then click on install. So see what we did now. We have this physical machine, right? And we have Windows 10 installed on it. And then we went for VMware Workstation. We installed VMware Workstation. On top of VMware Workstation, now we have virtual machines. What we have right now, we have DC1, then we have our core DC1,
Yeah, and FS1.
we have FS1, and we have one client machine on it.
Yeah.
It's our DC. It's our FS1 file server 1. This one is our core server. And this one is workstation. And now on top of DC, we installed Hyper-V role. On top of it, we have installed Hyper-V. First we used virtualization solution on our Windows 10 physical machine, and then we created VMs, and now on one of our VM we have installed another virtualization solution, that is Hyper-V, and now we are able to install multiple VMs on this Hyper-V as well, but depends how much resources we have to allocate these VMs. Our DC has only 4 GB RAM, 1 core of processor, and 60 GB hard disk. Within those resources, we can create the virtual machines. Right now, we are going to install Nano server. That is a VHD file. So for that, we installed Hyper-V. So our system is back. Please just log in. Actually, keep an eye on Ahmed. He logged in or not?
No, good.
Good.
Just get me.
Your server is up or still taking time?
It's a
It's up.
installation in process.
So installation succeeded, right? So just close this one, close this window. Now please click on the tools, click on tools, and then we have Hyper-V Manager there. Click on this Hyper-V Manager. So this is the Hyper-V Manager. First please click on Action and click on Connect to Server, and select the local computer, do OK. And now we have bunch of options available on the right side pane. So what we have, we will discuss Hyper-V later. We will be doing more things on the Hyper-V. Today we are going to cover our Nano server. So we need one switch on this machine. As we connected our VMs with the using VMware Workstation networking, we connected with VMnet 18, VMnet 8, right? So here we need switch as well. So we are going to create a switch first using Hyper-V Manager. So please click on Virtual Switch Manager, right side pane. It's the fourth option, Virtual Switch Manager. In Virtual Switch Manager, select the first one, the external one. It's already by default selected. So just click on Create Virtual Switch, and now we have only one option here to external networks. You guys have only one, right? If it's one, then it's good. Okay, do apply. You have two. So please do apply and do yes for the pending changes, and it will create a virtual switch. What it's applying. So error applying virtual switch properties changes, failed while adding virtual Ethernet. It is the case with you guys as well. So just keep doing it. Try again. Yeah, apply and yes. Yeah, do it again. Keep doing it until you succeed. It's like that.
I succeed?
Hmm?
Did it succeed in your case?
No. So let's cancel it and open again Virtual Switch Manager and try it again. Is it okay with you guys or no?
No.
So in my case, it's done.
Can you show there? Okay.
Yeah, this Virtual Switch Manager, and
We
then
have only one here.
we had one here. Remove this one. Just right and just simple click on it and click on remove and then apply. Let me come to you guys. So we have now environment for our expected Nano server, but we did not create anything for Nano server. We didn't do anything, right? We just make the environment ready for our Nano server. So minimize this switch manager, and then please click on this Windows icon of your VM. What it's searching for? So click on this Windows icon and then we have these live tiles. One of them is Windows PowerShell ISE. Right click on it, Windows PowerShell ISE, then come to More and run as administrator. Yeah, see on the board.
No, I go there, but I couldn't find the.
Right click.
What you can find?
No, I go Windows icon.
Yeah.
Windows PowerShell. I couldn't find it.
Did you just click and you are on this page?
Yeah.
It's not there.
It's not there. It shows me different things.
So please right click More and then run as administrator. I'm maximizing this one. Is it visible to you guys?
Yes.
So leave it here and then again right click on DC1 and go to settings, and then please click on CD DVD SATA. Right, there is CD DVD, select this one and then click on browse and browse to your Windows Server 2016, the ISO, wherever you guys have stored that ISO. Browse to that location and select that one. Open
Windows Server, right?
Hmm?
Windows Server.
Windows Server 2016 ISO. Done.
But it's already server 2016.
Yeah, it's fine. I just made sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes we keep
Gives adding.
adding different things. So do OK. And then please open your File Explorer on your VM's taskbar. There is a folder, yellow folder. Open this one. Click on this PC. And your DVD is still empty. My DVD is empty. You guys have something there? Or it looks like this. So come back to your settings of this VM, select DVD and see its box is not checked for connected. It's right.
Nice check.
Good. So check this box. If not, so click OK.
Now it's there.
Now we have there DVD something, right, in the DVD. So right click on this DVD now. Right click on this DVD and click on open. Now we have one folder there, Nano server. So please right click and copy this Nano server folder and click on this PC. Double click on your C drive and paste this Nano server folder here. Done. Everyone has copied. Now minimize this File Explorer. Now we are going to use this beautiful our PowerShell. The first, just issue one command for the remote management thing. So type set hyphen execution policy. If it's set and then type exe, it's already there, right? Just click on tab on of your keyboard and it will bring the command there. Set execution policy space remote 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 signed SIGNED. Please let me know when you have typed. Remote signed REMOTE SINED. I'm putting your this notepad. Copy from here.
Did they? No, it's
So done. Hit enter and then click on yes. Now please type CD, hit enter. Oh no, CD backslash and hit enter. It will bring to you C drive now. Now type CD, and what are the name of our folder was? Nano server, right? So type Nano server, NanoServer, Nano server, hit enter, and now we are within our Nano server folder. Now please type import, IMPORT, import hyphen module. When it gets selected, if it's the right one, just tab import module and then space and then type dot backslash, and the second option just use the bottom arrow to go to Nano server image generator, tab and then hyphen and choose the option verbose, VERBOSE, verbose. Import module Nano server image generator verbose. We are saying okay, create a generator for Nano server image, so we will be able to create an image. So hit enter. It should look like this now, right? It should loaded all the files. So next, new hyphen nano, and it's already blue now. Just click on tab and it's Nano server image, space hyphen, then use the bottom arrow and choose the addition and tab, choose the second option standard, anything wrong? So standard and then space and then hyphen, the word first option already turned into blue, so just hit tab, deployment type, it's already blue now,
yes.
just tab, it's guessed, then hyphen, the first option is blue, so just hit tab, so media path, space C colon backslash and then space hyphen. Now the first option is base path, tab for this, so it should be base path, space, not type dot backslash base, it's not going to show up there, just type yourself. Dot
Make a new folder.
huh?
Making a new folder.
Yeah, it's gonna make a new folder there within that Nano server, so it's not showing up there then. So base and then space and then hyphen, the first option target path, select that one, hit tab and then space dot backslash it's showing nothing showing there. So Nano server, NANOSERVER server 01. So target path hyphen backslash nano server 01 space, and then no space, sorry, nano server is the path, target path, nano server 01 no space backslash nano dot VHD, then space. Ahmed, are you with us?
Yeah.
Hyphen, and now we will going to choose computer name. So COM, it's now just type 2 words and then choose the computer name, hit tab. What will be the computer name now? Nano server 01.
Name.
Computer name together, then space nano server 01. What happened? Type, then hit enter, and it's asking for administrator password. Now we have moved to welcome 1 to welcome 2, so we better to give welcome 2, W capital, WELCOME 2, welcome 2, and then do OK. Now it will create the VHD for us. Let it create. So it's done, just let's wait for Naveen. So now please minimize this PowerShell, minimize this one, don't cross it, and then please open your server manager, Hyper-V manager again, back, Hyper-V manager, did you open it?
Import virtual machine.
Then please click on this new, right side there is tab new, and then virtual machine. New virtual machine. Then next, and then give it a name Nano Server 01. Nano Server 01. Then next, and it's 1024 MB. It's good, and but just check this box for use dynamic memory. Check this box and do next, and then drop down to connect a switch we have created. Oh, there is no switch. Oh, we did not give it a name.
Yeah, it is a new virtual.
Yeah, it's a new virtual switch. Click, select this
I don't
one.
even have that.
You don't have
No.
new virtual switch. You don't.
We should have.
So guys, please click on next, and now please click on use an existing virtual hard disk. We have created VHD, we will choose that one. So use an existing virtual hard disk, and then browse, then this PC, double click on C drive, double click on Nano Server, double click on Nano Server 01, and here we have VHD. So select this one and click open, and then next, and finish. So now please double click on this Nano Server 01 in your virtual machine manager, Hyper-V manager. Double click on it and click on this button to start. Click on start.
Machine.
Yeah.
So every nano server is created under Hyper-V
Yeah, we have to have a Hyper-V.
before we can create nano.
Yeah, Nano Server.
Because it has a VHD file.
Yeah, VHD file.
So it's not allowed for work VMware.
If we will convert the file, we can convert using third-party tools, but it's not gonna work actually. The whole purpose of the Nano Server, basically, it's going to be it's a future data center. It's a big change now in IT, especially Microsoft side. They are going to use it for bigger things, but right now we have few options. It's not right now that has that capability, but still right now we can install web servers, and when we are working in cloud, it's for developers, web developers. They can create page. We cannot log into this server directly. So right now we can use it as a Hyper-V host. So we can install a Hyper-V role on it, and we can creating the virtual machines on top of it, right? We can use it as a file server, as a storage solution. So as much hard disk we can add up here, and we will be using. It's very small footprint now. So just without using any mouse, it's not gonna work. Mouse here. Just type administrator. Start typing, and then hit tab after typing administrator, and start typing welcome to your password. After typing password, hit enter, and see the only thing we have this page. What we can do here, we can configure our basic networking, so we will be able to
Connect.
access it remotely. The second thing, we can open some ports, so it let us come in, right?
Yeah.
So what happened?
So
So first we are on networking. It's already selected. See, pointing arrow is there. So hit enter. Then we have only one network adapter card there. So hit again enter. Yeah, and bring your anti-core server up.
These looks like brother. These don't have like GUI.
Hmm?
These both looks like code.
Yeah, everything is core. We have only one server GUI. The rest we added the core. We have to use command lines, right?
Yeah, it's not too much interesting. Nice.
We have a totally different environment right now.
Yeah.
What happened? Why you?
So no, actually,
Okay.
when I was on my machine, where is my machine now?
Okay.
So see, here I noticed I'm getting the APIPA IP address. We have the DHCP server in our environment,
Yes.
so this machine should get the IP address from DHCP, right?
But that's
So
not turned on.
our server core was down.
Oh,
It's shut down, so please just turn it on. Our server core is our DHCP server.
yeah. Okay. Fine.
So please turn your server core and then come back. After turning that on, come back and we will do something so it can get the IP address from DHCP.
F11.
So it's on.
Yes.
Good. So you are back on your Nano server. You are on your Nano server now.
Yes.
So see underneath, if you guys can scroll from here. Besides we have scroll bar, so just scroll down and you can see up, down, scroll, escape for back, F4 for toggle, F10 routing table, F11 IPv4 settings. So just click F11. Now it's saying okay, enter, save or F4 for toggle. Toggle means it will change the DHCP. First disable DHCP and then enable it, because our DHCP was disabled earlier.
Yeah.
So just hit enter. No, sorry, no, F4. F4.
Enter.
Hit and F4 and it's disabled now, right?
Mine's enabled. Okay.
Yeah, first disable it. F4.
Disable.
Ahmed.
You said F11?
Yeah. First F11 and then F4.
That's fine.
Got it? If you need help, let me know.
Okay, good. And F4.
Good. Thanks. Say thanks to 911.
Yeah, thanks.
So if it's now it's disabled, please again hit your key F4, enable it, and enter for save. Hit enter.
Escape now.
And then escape. No, hit enter first. Now our DHCP is enabled and still it's not getting the IP address. What can be the reason?
Firewalls.
Yes,
Inbound.
that can be firewall. So anti, come back to your anti server, anti core, DC01, and what to do? Press Control or Delete to unlock. So press this button, and now give the password WELCOME2.
So Risha, can you go back the password?
Welcome to. Did you got it? On your server core. Ahmad, why you always struggle in entering the password, man?
No, it's expired. I don't know about it.
So it's good now?
There's no help, nothing here.
Yeah, it's new tech. Yeah. So if you guys here, please use one command, net sh adv space and then adv. I'm pronouncing it. Just type it. NETSH together space ADV FIREWALL firewall space
There's no space after your ADV.
button. Let me type here.
No, just asking if
Net sh adv firewall firewall set all profiles state off. So on your own PCs you have this notepad open, just see there or just copy paste from there.
Copy paste it. You cannot copy.
Yeah, sometimes because we did not create any shared folder on all using VMware workstation. Done. Hit enter. Come back to your DC1 where we have our
Run.
VM. And now please click on F11. Do F4. F4.
What's the meaning of toggle?
Toggle, just change from what the status right now, change it, toggle it.
Like refresh?
No, change from disable to enable.
There
enable.
it's fine, but here but at this in this environment, F4 doesn't work. I think.
It will toggle your DHCP enable to disabled and DHCP able to enable if you will do here, or it will change you to some other settings. Yeah. Man, if we keep doing this, we just disabled, but we did not save the disabled state, right? So just hit enter and again enter. So it's saying invalid IP address, right? And then try using any IP if we can, or just escape it. And now we are getting the IP address. Did you?
DHCP enabled also.
Just do escape.
It's not showing here IP4 address. See here?
Now we will have to wait for the next class to join this to domain. Otherwise it's just,
Just shut down everything.
yeah, first gracefully shut down your machines. And if you're on this DC server 01, first shut down this, your Nano server. Right click, just click on this red button and then shut down.
It's too fast.
It's just milliseconds things. And then please always turn power off your virtual, DC at the last.
DC at last.
Always turn on first and turn off last.
It should know like what happened with the.
No, it's management. We always depend on it. After shutting down, then please shut down your physical machine.